What's up, guys? Welcome to Mentally Built Reads. I basically built this segment, this playlist, whatever you guys want to call it, to basically give you guys reviews on the books that I read and what I learned from it, and how I'm going to apply it to my everyday life. This book is a gem, man. We got Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. I'll tell you why I give it a 9.5 a little later. So basically, the message behind this book is Napoleon Hill, the author, he has an encounter with the devil, and he basically interviews the devil. He asks the devil a whole bunch of questions, and a lot of the things that he says back then, it still applies to life today. So he asks questions like, why do people live in poverty? How do people get addicted to things? How can they escape these temptations? And he has this thing where the devil says that these people are drifting. So basically he has them in a hypnotic rhythm, in a sense, and basically how the devil controls them. And man, this book is very interesting. Even if he didn't have this encounter with the devil and it was all in his mind, or he made this up, a lot of this stuff is beneficial, and we can use this in today's life to basically be the best version of ourselves, like I say. And I always keep a notebook where I keep notes and quotes from the book and how I can apply it into my life. So I just want to read a few quotes for you guys and let you know how I relate to it and how I can apply it to my everyday life, and how you potentially can as well. So the first quote we got, he says, take time to organize all of the causes of failure as well as the causes of success. So me, I'm big on learning from your failures, learning from other people's failures. And a lot of people, they don't really want to digest and look into their failures and why they failed, how they can make it better. And me, I'm big on picking the old people's minds, man. I ask them all the time, like, how you failed in this situation. How could you have done it differently? Why do you think it ended up the way it did? What did you learn from this experience? Stuff of that nature. And like I say, man, fail forward. You are going to fail in life. Adversity is going to hit, but fail forward, fail in the right direction. Don't just fail down or fail backwards, because you're not learning from nothing. And that's where wisdom comes from, is learning from your failures and getting that experience and that adversity. And life has been life, man, like I've been saying, but I definitely learn from my failures all the time. So that's something I already applied to my life. But if you are someone who hasn't really adapted this mindset yet, you can now. This next quote basically piggybacks off the first one I just read. As inconsistent as it may seem, you will learn more about how to succeed from the failures than you will from the so-called successes. They will teach you what not to do. So all the successful people, man, that you probably know or you know of, they all failed many, many times. And that's where they have learned, that's where they have gained the wisdom and the knowledge that they do today because of the failure. But if you have someone who's successful and they haven't really experienced anything, or they kind of just got their way to the top because they knew someone, they haven't really learned nothing. They got no experience. They got no testimony to share. So when people come up to them, they don't really know how to help them because they haven't experienced it. Like me, I can help a lot of people, not even based on my experiences, but because based off the other people's experiences that I've dealt with, and other people's experience that I've asked them on a personal level, how, as far as it comes to failure. So that's why I feel like I'm very qualified for these type of topics. So now we got the next quote. Most real failures are due to limitations which men set up in their own mind. And a lot of people, they have limitations for themselves. They have boundaries. They cap themselves out. Either it's a certain amount, certain limit, and that's where most men, I'm gonna say women as well, go wrong when it comes to approaching things. Like a lot of people like that I was training, they wanted to lose like 5 pounds in a month, And I was like, yo, if you do exactly what I say, you can lose 10 to 15 pounds easily. And they wouldn't believe me. They'll be like, nah, man, that's not possible, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have testimonies, and I go based off month-to-month basis when it comes to my clients with my fitness training things. And most of them lose 10 to 15 pounds in the first month, but no one believes it until they actually see it. So a lot of people limit themselves. Like that's not a good mindset to have. So if you have that mindset right now, man, get up out of it. All right, next quote we got. Again, I became fidgety inside. I was not happy. It became more obvious every day that no amount of money would ever make me happy. So Napoleon Hill, in the book, he has a lot of jobs. He was a teacher, he was an instructor and stuff in that sense. And he was making very great money, but none of these things were making him happy, genuinely happy, and he felt like he wasn't walking in his purpose. And I'll tell you personally as well, man, money will not make you happy. And on top of that, there is never enough amount for you to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the greedy people, you got the humble people, whatever the case is, but no money, no amount of money will actually bring you happiness. Those are two different things. I don't even know why people categorize it the same, but yeah, no amount of money is gonna make you happy. That's why you see all these rich people, man, they be killing themselves. For what? You got all the money in the world, but money's not the answer. Me personally, God is the only answer. God and family, like nothing else. As long as you, my family good, I got God, I could care less about anything else as far as making me happy. Oh, and helping others as well. I find great joy in that. So another quote we got, learn this lesson once and forever, that you will find happiness only by helping others to find it. That's funny, I was just talking about that. So yeah, man, I find happiness in helping others. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I help others accomplish their goals, reach their, whether it's fitness or motivation, discipline, whatever the case may be, I find great joy in that. Like, it brings me happiness. Like, when I see someone struggling, like to put gas, they put like $5 gas, I give them 20 or 50, whatever I can, and I see the light in their eyes. Like, that warms me up. That makes me happy. That's what it's all about for me. I could care less about having all the money in the world, but like helping people in that way, just something so small gesture, man, it brings happiness to me. So that's a quote I definitely live by. Another quote we got, such experiences cannot be described. To be understood, they must be felt. Oh my God, that is a gem right there, man. Because I say this all the time, man. I'm gonna use my basketball story growing up. I didn't listen to the old heads. They all told me to focus, lock in on your dreams, lock in on your school, your grades, and I didn't listen. I just chased all the women, played basketball. Didn't have the good grades to go to the best school that I possibly could have went to. And yep, I experienced it, you know what I'm saying? And when I talk to these younger people, they look at me the same way I used to look at the old heads. And I'm not really an old head, but yeah, man, they gotta experience it, man. There's so much you can say and do to help people, but a lot of things have to be experienced. They have to be felt for their own. And a lot of these quotes in these books I already live by, but it just kind of just made me realize like how much these things actually apply to me. And I'm glad I read this so I could share this with you guys, because if I didn't read this, I probably wouldn't have said the way I'm saying it now. But straight off the book, straight off the quotes, you can't beat that. Next, we got failure and temporary defeat are part of the journey to find success. Yes, look at failure as temporary defeat, not permanent defeat. A lot of people get defeated and they just quit and stop. They think that's the end all be all, but that's just a test. That's something you learn in your journey. Now go on. You might fail again. You might fail again and again. My man, he built the greatest thing of all time, the light bulb, and he probably made it 1 billion times, tried 1 billion different ways, and he learned a lot from it, you know what I'm saying? And he got the greatest invention of all time. So that just goes to say, and it shows, like, just keep on going, find different ways, and get back on track. Don't let failure like dictate your future. So next we got, every adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Yes, adversity either makes you or breaks you. Like, it's either negative or positive. You got to look at adversity as, this is a learning lesson. This is teaching me, it's showing me wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when I was playing basketball, man, it was in high school, going to the state championship. I think we was up 1 point, and then I got fouled. There was like 3 seconds left. I got fouled, and I had 2 free throws to shoot. Yo, this was like adversity at its finest. Like, when I tell you the gym was packed, like those people standing on the outlines of the court. I'm talking about people screaming. I'm bouncing the ball on the floor. I can't even hear the ball bounce. I can't even hear myself. Like, everything's shaking. And then I just locked in. Boom, made the first one, made the second one. And then they ended up throwing a Hail Mary. Didn't end up making the shot. And then we won to go to States. But that was like adversity at its finest. Like, I learned so much from that. And then from then on out, like when I was in situations like that again, I was kind of like used to it because I've been there before. But yeah, adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. So yeah, that's the advantage of adversity. It can either make you or break you. Take the good or the bad. But most of the time, you should learn every time adversity hits you. And now you got a testimony to share with others. Next quote we got, any habit which causes one to procrastinate, to put off reaching a definite leads to the habit of drifting. So he basically says drifting is like something that he basically has control over the human minds. So whether that's drinking, smoking, sex addiction, he was saying like cigarettes is like the #1 thing to like drifting. Not being able to think for yourself, like procrastinating on your dreams and not having a definite purpose, not knowing what you actually want. Like, he kind of has you in this web, this hypnotic rhythm, and he basically like has you in a trance, drifting to not really having a mind of your own. And ultimately, that's what we want, a mind of our own. We want to be able to think for ourselves and do for ourselves. And yeah, he also talks about in the book how the school system, like, it's one of his greatest accomplishments. This is the devil speaking, because he has people like thinking in a narrow aspect. Like, you have to learn what they're teaching you, and then you have to know the right answer. Like, they basically just teaching you to memorize these things, and if you don't memorize it, basically you fail. So they want you just to memorize things. They don't really want you to express your mind or have a mind of your own. So that's actually a whole nother topic I'm gonna have for another video, as far as the school system and stuff like that. And next quote we got, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. 1 Timothy 6:10. I like how he quoted the Bible as well. You could tell in this book that he had a connection with God. But yeah, man, you either got people who are going to use money for good or use money for bad. And I feel like money's just an amplifier. It makes you more of who you are. It doesn't necessarily make you a better or a worse person. It just makes you more of who you are. It basically shows your true character. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good person, you like to give, you're gonna do more of that when you got money. If you're a bad person and you get more money, you're gonna find ways to take advantage of others and use it for harm. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was an interesting one as well. I love when he quotes the Bible, because it just shows that they believe in God and we have some type of connection, you know? And then another quote we got, says the devil, those who control and use their own minds escape the web. Let me read that again. Said the devil, those who control and use their own minds escape the web. So basically, ultimately, what we got from this book, man, is to have a mind of your own. Don't let people dictate your actions, your thought process, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I give that a 9.5 out of 10 because I personally don't know like if he had this connection with the devil. You know what I'm saying? But if he did, this is a great book. And I remember in the beginning of the book it's saying that they didn't want to publish this because his wife and family didn't want the world to like see this book. And then they came to a decision like recently to basically publish the book. And the devil was saying, if you publish this book, you'll be my greatest enemy, and a lot of people will like go against you and like stuff like that. But he did die like after they published his book. So I mean, it's a great book at the end of the day. I don't know if he had this conversation or not, but I learned a lot from it, and I hope you guys did as well. If you guys read this book, man, leave comments below what you learned from this book. So that's Mentally Built Reads book review, Outwitting the Devil. All right, guys, I love you guys all. God bless. Always remember to listen to the old and the wise. And this is a channel where we go physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially. I love you guys all from the bottom of my heart. God bless, and I'll see you on in the next one.